Hello students, welcome you all to my 11th video on the chapter solutions, right? In the previous videos, we discussed something about two colligative properties like relative lowering of vapor pressure and one more it is osmotic pressure, and also we solved some problems on these two colligative properties. Today's video will talk about two more, yes it is colligative properties, and that would be elevation in boiling point and depression in freezing point, yes? Elevation in boiling point and depression in freezing point. Before going to this particular aspect, I want to give the meaning of boiling point of a liquid. Yes, what is the boiling point of a liquid at the customer? Right? Boiling point of a liquid is a temperature. It's a temperature of a liquid at which vapor pressure of liquid becomes equal to the atmospheric pressure. That is any temperature of liquid at which vapor pressure of liquid becomes equal to the atmospheric pressure, that is called as boiling point of a liquid. At boiling point, vapor pressure of liquid is equal to the atmospheric pressure, because every liquid is characterized by vapors. Just imagine a beaker containing, yes it is a beaker containing water. This is water, yes. Imagine one more, yes it is a beaker. This beaker contains same amount of ethanol, yes. This is ethanol or ethyl alcohol, yes. 100 ml water, 100 ml ethanol ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ, yes. And this water is characterized by vapors above the surface of it. Ethyl alcohol is also characterized by vapors above it. But amount of vapors on the surface of ethyl alcohol will be more compared to that of the water, because ethyl alcohol is more volatile than water. Intermolecular force of attractions among the molecules of ethyl alcohol will be less compared to that in the case of water. That's why amount of vapor over the surface of ethyl alcohol is more, and this has got certain vapor pressure. This also has got certain vapor pressure, right? Now, at a given temperature around 30 degrees Celsius, this is at 30 degrees Celsius, right? This has got certain vapor pressure, this also has got certain vapor pressure, yes. And it's quite clear, vapor pressure of water is less than vapor pressure of ethanol. Vapor pressure of water is less than vapor pressure of ethanol, yes. Okay, now? And both are taken in open vessel, and of course in the atmosphere. This is atmosphere. Here we have the pressure of 1 atmosphere, right? This is atmospheric pressure, that's equal to 1 atmosphere, or you can say 760 millimeters of mercury. Say for example that atmospheric pressure is equal to 760 millimeters of mercury only at the sea level. Adirli 760 millimeters of mercury ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೋಣ, right? Now at 30 degrees Celsius and at 30 degrees Celsius both are characterized by vapor pressure, yes. Say for example here vapor pressure of water is around 650 millimeters of mercury, and here it will be 700 millimeters of mercury ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ವೇಪರ್ ಪ್ರೆಷರ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಬಾಯ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಅನ್ನು ಕನ್ವಿನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಈ ತರ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಸ್ ತಗೋತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಎಕ್ಸಾಕ್ಟ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲ ಅವು, ರೈಟ್? ನನ್ನ ಇಂಟೆನ್ಷನ್ ಈಗ I want to convince you what exactly that vapor pressure is and what exactly that boiling point is. ಹೌದಾ? How that boiling point related to the vapor pressure ಅದನ್ನ ಹೇಳಬೇಕಾಗಿದೆ ನಾನು. And here the vapor pressure of ethanol is 700 millimeters of mercury and that of water is 650 millimeters of mercury. Means vapor pressure of ethanol is more than vapor pressure of water. ಹೌದಾ? Vapor pressure of water, ethanol is more than that of vapor pressure of water, yes. Now you raise the temperature, yes. You raise the temperature to around 80 degrees Celsius, or you can say around 78 degrees Celsius, right? You raise the temperature to about 78 degrees Celsius, right? ಹೌದಾ? And then what happens, yes, the vapor pressure of water also increases to about 720 millimeters of mercury ಗೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಯ್ತು ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೋಣ, because when the temperature is increased vapor pressure increases 650 to 720 ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ವಾಟರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಇಲ್ಲೂ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗುತ್ತಾನೆ. And of course it becomes 700 becomes 760 millimeters of mercury ಆಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. ಈಗ ನೋಡಿ ಏನಂತೀಗ, when the temperature is increased vapor pressure increases. ವಾಟರ್ ಕೇಸಲ್ಲಿ 650 ಇಂದ 720 ಆದ್ರೆ ಇನ್ನು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇಥೈಲ್ ಆಲ್ಕೋಹಾಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ 700 ಇಂದ ಎಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ 700 ಇಂದ ಎಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ 650 ಇಂದ 700 ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿದ್ದೀನ. ಇದು 700 ಇಂದ 760 ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಈಗ ವಾಟರ್ ಏನಾಯ್ತು 650 ಇಂದ 700 ಆಯ್ತು, ಇಲ್ಲಿ 700 ಇಂದ 760 ಆಯ್ತು. ರೈಟ್, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಯ್ತು ನೋಡಿ. ಈಗ in the case of ethyl alcohol at 78 degrees Celsius, vapor pressure of ethyl alcohol becomes equal to the atmospheric pressure. Yes. Now here in the case of water, still vapor pressure of water is less than 760. Howda? Therefore ethyl alcohol is said to be boiling at 78 degrees Celsius, but not water. If we go on raising temperature at 100 degrees Celsius, right? At 100 degrees Celsius, in the case of water, the vapor pressure of water becomes 760 millimeters of mercury at 100 degrees Celsius. And remember, at sea level, vapor pressure of water becomes equal to 760 millimeters of mercury. That's equal to the atmospheric pressure. Then water is said to be boiling at 100 degrees Celsius, right? ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ ನಿಮಗೆ? ಇದರ ಅರ್ಥ ಏನಪ್ಪಾ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, as vapor pressure increases ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, boiling point decreases. At 30 degrees Celsius, vapor pressure of ethanol is 700, vapor pressure of water is 650. Andre which has got more vapor pressure? Ethyl alcohol. And therefore, as vapor pressure increases, boiling point decreases. Boiling point of ethanol is 78, boiling point of water is 100 degrees Celsius. So that is one simple demonstration that through that I tried my best to convince you people what exactly that boiling point of a liquid is. How that boiling point is related to the vapor pressure. Andre vapor pressure is inversely proportional to boiling point of a liquid. ಈ ಡೆಮಾನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಇಂದ ಇದು ನಿಮಗೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೋತೀನಿ. ಎಸ್, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಇದೇ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಅನ್ನ ನಾನು ಈ ಒಂದು ಡಿಸ್ಕಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಬಿಲಿಯೋಸ್ಕೋಪಿಕ್ ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಅಥವಾ ಎಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಎಲಿವೇಶನ್ ಇನ್ ಬಾಯ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬಳಸ್ಕೋತೀನಿ. ರೈಟ್, ಗೋ ಫಾರ್ ದಿ one liquid ಅಥವಾ solvent. Yes, that liquid solvent is characterized by certain vapor pressure. Yes, imagine a liquid. Yes, right, this is a liquid. Yes, and you can say this is solvent. Okay na? And this solvent has got certain boiling point. I call it as T0B. This is boiling point of solvent athwa pure liquid. Boiling point of solvent T0B. Okay na? If I add non-volatile solute to it, yes, if I add non-volatile solute to it, yes, and of course you are going to get solution now. You are going to get solution. This is solution. Yes, you are going to get solution. Yes. In the case of solvent, at the surface you will find only solvent molecules, right? But in the case of solution, in addition to solvent molecules, you will find yes, it is solute particles, non-volatile solute particles at the surface. Therefore, yes, it is vapor pressure of solution decreases, and vapor pressure of solution decreases because I added non-volatile solute to it. When non-volatile solute is added to the solvent, amount of vapor on the surface decreases. Here, amount of vapor is more because only solvent molecules we have. Most of the solvent molecules will be escaped into the vapor phase, but here surface is covered by non-volatile solute particles. Vapor pressure decreases, right? When non-volatile solute is added to the solvent, vapor pressure of solvent decreases. Therefore, vapor pressure of solution is less than vapor pressure of solvent. Yes. If vapor pressure of solution decreases, naturally boiling point of solution, that is TB anta karina. Boiling point of solution is greater than boiling point of pure solvent. Howda? Boiling point of, yes, it is solution is greater than boiling point of pure solvent. Okay na? If I go on adding number of solute particles, and if I go on increasing amount of solute particles in the solvent, addition of solute particles continue. You increase the number of solute particles in solvent, athwa you increase now amount of solute particles in solvent ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ vapor pressure goes on decreasing. Yes, vapor pressure goes on decreasing. That is here we have P naught, here we have PS. ಹೌದಾ? If I go on increasing number of solute particles, PS value goes on decreasing. Yes, ಅವಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ if PS value decreases ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ that is boiling point of solution goes on increasing. Yes, sorry, boiling point of solution goes on, yes, it is increasing, right? Boiling point of solution goes on increasing, right? ಹೌದಲ್ವಾ? Therefore, yes, it is and if I take that is boiling point of solution minus boiling point of solvent, boiling point of solution minus boiling point of solvent, and that is what we call it as delta TB, and this difference is will give you what we call it as increase in boiling point. Yes, it is. It gives you what? Increase in boiling point of solvent when non-volatile solute is added to it. Now that as the number of solute particles increases, boiling point of solution goes on increasing. Boiling point of solution goes on increasing. Therefore, increase in boiling point also increases. The value ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ delta TB value ಕೂಡ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಹೌದಾ? delta TB value ಕೂಡ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. Yes. So this is what we call it as the elevation in boiling point. Increase in boiling point of a solvent when non-volatile solute is added to it is called as yes, it is elevation in boiling point. Increase in boiling point of a solvent or liquid when non-volatile solute is added to it is called as elevation in boiling point. That increase in boiling point is given by delta TB, and that delta TB is equal to boiling point of solution TB minus boiling point of solvent T naught B. This is boiling point of solution, this is boiling point of solvent, and I said boiling point of solution is always greater than boiling point of pure solvent because the solution contains non-volatile solute. Howda? Boiling point of solution is always greater than boiling point of solvent. Therefore, this delta TB, yes, it is delta TB, that is elevation in boiling point. This delta TB increases when TB increases. When delta TB increases, when TB increases. TB increases when number of solute particles in the solution increases. Therefore, elevation in boiling point, that is delta TB, is directly proportional to, yes, it is number of solute particles in solution. Number of solute particles in solution. ಹೌದಲ್ವಾ? As the number of solute particles increases, boiling point of solution increases, delta TB value increases. Therefore, delta TB is directly proportional to number of solute particles in solution. Therefore, elevation in boiling point is a colligative property. Elevation in boiling point is a colligative property. Yes, in order to understand this particular elevation in boiling point, I'll go for one simple graphical representation wherein I can convince you how exactly vapor pressure of solution and solvent vary. Yes, just imagine the graphical representation of vapor pressure versus, yes, vapor pressure versus temperature, right? Vapor pressure versus temperature of a liquid. Yes, go for it. This is vapor pressure along yes, it is y-axis. I'll take up temperature along x-axis, right? What I said, as temperature increases, vapor pressure increases. ಹೌದಲ್ವಾ? As temperature increases, vapor pressure increases, right? I just represent like this. This is variation of vapor pressure of liquid with the temperature. As temperature increases, vapor pressure increases. This is variation of temperature, vapor pressure with the temperature. Say for example, this is for solvent. This is, say for example, this is AB. This particular graph is for solvent. Yes. Along y-axis, say for example, this is vapor pressure. This is what we call it as 1 atmosphere. E point alli 1 atmosphere ಇದೆ ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ if I move towards the top ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ vapor pressure increases, right? So vapor pressure increases at this particular point. Vapor pressure is 1 atmosphere ಅಂತ ಇಟ್ಕೋಣ. As the temperature increases, vapor pressure of solvent increases. ಹೌದಲ್ವಾ? Now I'm going to plot the same graph. I'm going to plot the same graph for solution. Yes, I'm going to plot the same graph for solution. And of course, what I said, vapor pressure of solution is always less than vapor pressure of solvent. ಹೌದಾ? vapor pressure of solution is always less than for vapor pressure of solvent. Hagagi, you will get the same graph but below the solvent. Yes, this is for solution. This is for solution. Why that graph is coming below the solvent? Because vapor pressure of solution is less than vapor pressure of solvent at a given pressure. Avudalva? Yes. Now, on the basis of this graph, I just have one prediction. That is, look at this. If I extend this, if I draw one straight line parallel to x-axis, right? And you will meet this at this particular point. Yes. At this particular point, vapor pressure of solvent is 1 atmosphere. Vapor pressure of solvent is 1 atmosphere. That means vapor pressure of solvent is equal to the atmospheric pressure and the corresponding temperature is called as boiling point of solvent. Yes. The corresponding temperature is T naught B. Corresponding temperature is boiling point of yes, it is solvent. Because this is the temperature at which vapor pressure of solvent becomes equal to the atmospheric pressure, that is 1 atmosphere. Yes. Now at this particular temperature, look at the vapor pressure of solution is less than that of solvent. At this particular temperature, vapor pressure of solution is less than that of, yes, it is solvent. Here, therefore, in order to make that vapor pressure of solution to be equal to atmospheric pressure, I have to raise the temperature. Yes. In order to make that vapor pressure of solution to be equal to 1 atmosphere, I have to raise the temperature. Yes. Look at that. If I continue that, yes. I want to determine boiling point of solution. Boiling point of vapor pressure of solution solvent heat temperature. The boiling point is not reached here, and in order to make that vapor pressure of solution to be equal to 1 atmosphere, I have to increase the temperature. If I extend this line further, it will meet at this particular point. This is a point at which vapor pressure of solution becomes equal to the 1 atmosphere, and the corresponding temperature is TB. Corresponding temperature is TB. Yes. Corresponding temperature is TB. This graph this is TB. This is TB. Gap is the TB. This gap is T not B. And on the basis of this, what I can say that TB is greater than T not B. This gap TB is greater than T not B, and this difference that is called as delta TB, elevation in boiling point. Therefore, delta TB is equal to TB minus T naught B. If this is T naught B, if it is subtracted by TB, then you are going to get this distance that is called as elevation in boiling point. Yes, this elevation in boiling point is directly proportional to the number of solute particles. I already said delta TB is directly proportional to number of solute particles present in given solution. Or you can say that delta TB, right, is proportional to mole fraction of solute, because the concentration of solute particles can be expressed in terms of mole fraction of solute. Or you can say delta TB is proportional to molality of a solution. Delta TB is directly proportional to molality of a solution. And of course, therefore, delta TB equals, yes, it is Kb into small m, that is molality of a solution. And of course, as far as Kb is concerned, this is called as molal elevation constant. And very important aspect, as far as ebullioscopy is concerned, it is also known as, yes, it is molar elevation constant, athwa, yes, it is ebullioscopic constant. Ebullioscopic constant of a liquid. Ebullioscopic constant of a liquid. And this ebullioscopic constant is characteristic property of a liquid. It's a characteristic property of a solvent. Every solvent is characterized by definite ebullioscopic constant, that is Kb is equal to, yes, it is 0.52, yes, it is kelvins, Kg per mole. This is for water. This is for water, yes. And this is equal to 1.020 kelvins, Kg per mole in the case of ethanol. This is ebullioscopic constant of ethanol, and that's equal to 2.53 kelvins kg per mole in the case of benzene. Each liquid is characterized by, yes, it is definite ebullioscopic constant. Yes. Howda? Now at this moment, I want to, yes, it is define what exactly that, yes, what exactly that ebullioscopic constant is. Look at this, yes, it is equation, right? On the basis of this equation, I can write delta TB equals to KB if M is equal to 1. Howda? Delta TB becomes equal to KB if M is equal to 1. M equals 1 means what? Molality of solution is 1 mole all. Andre? 1 mole of solute dissolved in 1 kg water. 1 mole of solute dissolved in 1 kg water anta artha. 1 mole andrenu 1 kg of solute is dissolved in 1 mole of solute is dissolved in 1 kg of water anta artha. Hauda? Andre that is elevation in boiling, that is ebullioscopic constant athwa molar elevation constant ಏನidiyala idu kb is a molar elevation constant is elevation in boiling point when molality of solution is 1. Ebullioscopic constant andreno, that is elevation in boiling point, increase in boiling point when 1 mole of solute is dissolved in 1 kg of water. Iga kb of water is 0.52 kelvins kg per mole anta itkolli. Haudanappa? If I add 1 mole of any solute, 1 mole of sugar tagoli, 1 mole of glucose tagoli, 1 mole of urea tagoli, if any 1 mole of solute is dissolved in 1 kg water, then boiling point of water increases from 100 degrees Celsius to 100.52 degrees Celsius. And when 1 mole of solute is dissolved in 1 kg of water, the boiling point of water is increased from 100 degrees Celsius to 100.52 degrees Celsius. That's why the molar elevation constant of water is 0.52 kelvins kg per mole. That's the meaning of elevation in boiling point. Molar elevation constant. Elevation in boiling point athwa increase in boiling point of a liquid when 1 mole of non-volatile solute is dissolved in 1 kg water. That is what we call ebullioscopic constant athwa molar elevation constant. ಈಗ ನೋಡಿ, ಅದೇ ನಾನು ethanol ಅಲ್ಲಿ if I add 1 mole of any non-volatile solute in 1 kg of ethanol, then boiling point of ethanol is increased by 1.2 degrees Celsius, so 1.2 kelvins. ಹೇಗೆ ವಾಟರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ 100 ಡಿಗ್ರಿ ಸೆಲ್ಸಿಯಸ್ ಇದ್ದಿದ್ದು 100.52 ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಎಷ್ಟು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಯ್ತು ಈಗ? 0.52 ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಯ್ತಾನೆ. ಹಂಗೆ ಬಾಯ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಥನಾಲ್ 78 ಡಿಗ್ರಿ ಸೆಲ್ಸಿಯಸ್ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಓಕೆನಾ? ಈ ಇಥನಾಲ್ಗೆ 1 ಮೋಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಟ್ ಹಾಕಿದ್ರೆ ಇದ್ರ ಬಾಯ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಎಷ್ಟಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾ? 79.2 ಡಿಗ್ರಿ ಸೆಲ್ಸಿಯಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. 79.2 ಡಿಗ್ರಿ ಸೆಲ್ಸಿಯಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಯ್ತು? 1.2 ಡಿಗ್ರಿ ಸೆಲ್ಸಿಯಸ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಯ್ತು. ಹೌದಾ? ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದಿ molar elevation constant is elevation in boiling point when 1 mole of solute is dissolved in 1 kg solvent. Hagene, if I add 1 mole of any solute in 1 kg of benzene, the boiling point of benzene is increased by 2.53 degrees Celsius. 2.53 degrees Celsius ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. That is what we call it as molar elevation constant. The unit of molar elevation constant is kelvins kg per mole. Unit of molar elevation constant is kelvins kg per mole. ಹೌದಾ? Yes. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತು ಅನ್ಕೋತೀನಿ, ರೈಟ್? So this is what we call it as molar elevation constant. And I said any colligative property for that matter. Colligative property values of solutions can be used for determining, yes, it is molecular mass of solute. Yes, colligative property values of any solution can be used for determining molecular mass of solute. And of course I know delta Tb is equal to Kb into molality. Yes, and that is equal to Kb into number of moles of solute divided by mass of solvent in kg. ಗೊತ್ತಲ್ಲ ನಿಮಗೆ? molality ಅಂದ್ರೆ number of moles of solute divided by mass of solvent in kg, right? Or you can say, if I say W2 grams of solute of molecular mass M2 dissolved in W1 grams of solvent. I said already, I use 1, the subscript 1 for solvent, 2 for solute. If W2 grams of the solute of molecular mass M2 dissolved in W1 grams of solvent, ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? Delta TB equals KB into, yes it is N2 ಬದಲಾಗಿ ಏನು ಬರೀಬಹುದು? W2 by M2 whole divided by W1 kg ಅಂದ್ರೆ into 10 to the power of minus 3, right? W1 grams ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರೋದು ಇದೆ ತಾನೆ. ಈಗ ಅದನ್ನ kg ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ multiply by 10 to the power minus 3, then delta TB equals, ನೋಡಿ, that is KB, right? KB into W2 into, yes it is 1000, right? 10 to the minus 3 ಮೇಲೆ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ, right? And divided by, yes ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? W1 into M2. So this is what we call it as calculation of molar elevation constant. ಅಥವಾ you can calculate molecular mass of solute M2 and just cross multiply ಮಾಡಿ. KB into W2 into 1000, yes, whole divided by, yes, delta TB into W1. So this is what we call expression for molecular mass of solute. Once again I proved that is delta TB colligative property is inversely proportional to molecular mass of solute. They are inversely proportional to each other. That is delta TB is inversely proportional to molecular mass of solute. Any colligative property for that matter, that will be inversely proportional to molecular mass of solute. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತು ಅನ್ಕೋತೀನಿ. So this is what we call it as calculation of molecular mass of solute by knowing, yes it is elevation in boiling point, and the study of measurement of boiling points of liquids is called as ebullioscopy. ಹೌದಾ? ಜನರಲ್ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ರೈಸ್ ಆಗ್ತಿರುತ್ತೆ ನಮಗೆ, ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ಮ ಲೈಫಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ತವೆ ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಸಿದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ಸಣ್ಣ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ದಿಸ್ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ebullioscopy is used in cooking in kitchen to the maximum extent. ಒಂದು ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ ನಿಮಗೆ. ಏನಪ್ಪಾ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮನೇಲಿ ಮದರು ಎಗ್ ಅನ್ನ ಬಾಯ್ಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಹೌದಾ? ನೀರಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಕಿ, ಹೌದಾ? ತಾನೆ? ಆದ್ರೆ ಆ ಎಗ್ ಅನ್ನು ಬಾಯ್ಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ನೀರಿಗೆ ಉಪ್ಪು ಹಾಕ್ತಾರೆ, ಹೌದಾ? ನಾವು ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು ಇಷ್ಟೇನೆ, ಯಾಕೆ ನೀರಿಗೆ ಉಪ್ಪು ಹಾಕ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಟೇಸ್ಟ್ ಬರಲಿ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೋತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಬಾಯ್ಲ್ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಎಗ್ಗಿಗೆ ಟೇಸ್ಟ್ ಬರಲಿ ಅಂತ ನಾವೇನೋ ಅನ್ಕೋತೀವಿ, ಬಟ್ ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್. ನಾವೇನಾದ್ರೂ ವಾಟರ್ಗೆ ಸಾಲ್ಟ್ ಹಾಕಿದಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಬಾಯ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ವಾಟರ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸಸ್. ವಾಟರ್ ಬಾಯ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಆಗೇನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? ಹೀಟ್ ಕೆಪಾಸಿಟಿ ಆಫ್ ವಾಟರ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗುತ್ತಾ? ಹೌದಲ್ವಾ? ಸಾಲ್ಟ್ ಹಾಕಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಬಾಯ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ವಾಟರ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಹೀಟ್ ಕೆಪಾಸಿಟಿ ಆಫ್ ವಾಟರ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಆಗ ದಟ್ ಬಾಯ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಗ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ಸ್ ಕ್ವಿಕ್, ಅಷ್ಟೇನೆ. ಆಗ ಎಗ್ ಬೇಗ ಬಾಯ್ಲ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಎಗ್ ಬೇಗ ಬಾಯ್ಲ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ವಾಟರ್ ಬೇಗ ಬಾಯ್ಲ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ, ಎಗ್ ಬೇಗ ಬಾಯ್ಲ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಬಾಯ್ಲ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕಾಮನ್ ಸೆನ್ಸ್. ಅದು ನಾ ಹೇಳ್ತಿರೋದು ಎಗ್ ಮತ್ತು ಬಾಯ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಗ್ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಕೆಮಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಬಾಯ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಅಲ್ಲ. ನಾ ಹೇಳ್ತಿರೋದು ಎಗ್, ನೀವೇನು ಬಾಯ್ಲ್ಡ್ ಎಗ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀರೋ ಅದನ್ನ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ, ಹೌದಾ? ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ವಿ ಕಾಲ್ ಇಟ್ as that is the cooking time of yes it is egg can be decreased by adding, yes it is salt to the water, ಹೌದಾ? ಸೊ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ಮ ಕಿಚನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಈ ಒಂದು ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ebullioscopy ನ ನೋಡಬಹುದು, ಹೌದಾ? ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ವಿ ಕಾಲ್ ಇಟ್ as ebullioscopy, ರೈಟ್? ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅನ್ಕೋತೀನಿ, ರೈಟ್? ನೌ ಅಟ್ ದಿಸ್ ಮೊಮೆಂಟ್ I'll take up one more that is similar to this, that is what we call it as cryoscopy, right? Go for it. Okay student, we'll come to the one more important aspect, one more important colligative property, that is depression in freezing point. Yes, when non-volatile solute is added to the solvent, vapor pressure of solvent decreases, boiling point increases, and therefore freezing point of solvent decreases. ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ನಾನ್ ವಾಲಟೈಲ್ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಟ್ ಅನ್ನ ಸಾಲ್ವೆಂಟ್ ಹಾಕಿದಾಗ ಆ ಸಾಲ್ವೆಂಟ್ ನ ವೇಪರ್ ಪ್ರೆಷರ್ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಬಾಯ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, and therefore freezing point of that solvent decreases. That decrease in the freezing point of a solvent on adding non-volatile solute to it is called as depression in freezing point. Yes, so imagine the freezing point of water is 273 degrees Celsius, 273 kelvins. This is 0 degrees Celsius for water. How the freezing point of water is 0 degrees Celsius, that is 273 kelvins. To this water, if I add any non-volatile solute, ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? So freezing point will be decreased, maybe 271 kelvins ಆಗಬಹುದು. Depending upon the number of solute particles added to the solvent, freezing point goes on decreasing. Okay na? That decrease in the freezing point of solvent when non-volatile solute is added to it, that is called as depression in freezing point. Yes. once again reason for the depression in freezing point is once again because of decrease in vapor pressure of a solvent when non-volatile solute is added to it. We'll come to that particular aspect in this particular graph. Yes, iday concept na graph ಮೂಲಕ explain ಮಾಡೋಣ, right? This is a solvent. Yes, it is liquid solvent. For example, this is solvent is in liquid state. Yes, if I increase the temperature, vapor pressure increases. Clear ಇದೆ. ಈಗ ವಾಪಸ್ ಬನ್ನಿ, ಈಗ just go on decreasing temperature. Yes, ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಬನ್ನಿ. Yes, ಹೌದಾ? At one particular point, yes, that liquid is converted to a solid. This is what we call it as solid. ಈಗ ನೋಡಿ, this is frozen solvent, we call it as. This is frozen solvent. Andre there is a liquid state and yes it is, there is a liquid state and yes it is solid state. They are at equilibrium. Yes, ಇಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೂ ಏನಿತ್ತು, ಲಿಕ್ವಿಡ್ ಇತ್ತು. ಇಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೂ ಏನಿತ್ತು, that liquid solvent is in liquid state. After that particular point, I goes on decreasing temperature. ಆಗೇನಾಯ್ತು, ಈಗ ಇದು liquid started to become solid. Freezing of yes it is liquid starts, and the vapor pressure of solid is very less compared to the vapor pressure of liquid. ಹೌದಲ್ವಾ? Vapor pressure of solid is very less compared to the vapor pressure of liquid. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಏನಾಯ್ತು, freezing point decreased further. Yes, vapor pressure further decreased. ಹೌದಾ? So this is frozen solvent. ಅಂದ್ರೆ solid liquid equilibrium ಇದೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ, right? And this is a point at which solidification of liquid starts at this particular temperature. Yes, at this particular temperature, this is T0F. This is freezing point of solvent at which vapor pressure of liquid solvent is equal to the vapor pressure of solid. Vapor pressure of liquid solvent is equal to the vapor pressure of solid solvent. So that is what we call it as freezing point. Freezing point is the temperature at which vapor pressure of liquid is equal to vapor pressure of its solid state, and that is called as, there is an equilibrium between, yes it is liquid and solid state at one particular temperature. That is what we call it as freezing point. Yes, ನೀವು ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಇದನ್ನು ಮೆಲ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಅಂತಾನೂ ಕರೀಬಹುದ್ರಿ, ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಡಿಪ್ರೆಷನ್ ಇನ್ ಫ್ರೀಸಿಂಗ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್, ಆರ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸೇ ದಟ್ ಡಿಪ್ರೆಷನ್ ಇನ್ ಮೆಲ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ. ಎಸ್, ಮೆಲ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸಾಲಿಡ್ ಟು ಲಿಕ್ವಿಡ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಫ್ರೀಸಿಂಗ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಲಿಕ್ವಿಡ್ ಟು ಸಾಲಿಡ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. At melting point and freezing point, solid and liquid states are at equilibrium. Yes, howda? Therefore, this is the temperature at which freezing, that is vapor pressure of liquid is equal to the vapor pressure of solid, that is freezing point of solvent. Yes, ಈಗ solution ಗೆ ಬರ್ತೀನಿ. Yes, now I'll go for the one more graph, that is for solution, right? ನಿಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ, at a given temperature vapor pressure of solution is always less than vapor pressure of solvent. Yes, ಈ ತರ ಬರ್ತದೆ, right? Vapor pressure of solution, this is for solution. Yes, this is for solution. Vapor pressure of solution is less than vapor pressure of solvent. ಕೆಳಗೆ ಬರ್ತದೆ. ಹಾಗೆ ನೀವು ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್, ನಾನು ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಯಾಕೆ ಬರದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, if I move from here to here ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, temperature goes on decreasing. ಹೀಗೆ ಬರಲಿಲ್ಲ, ನಾನು ಹೀಗೆ ಬರೆದ್ರೆ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಅರ್ಥ. ನಾನು ಹೀಗೆ ಬರಿತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಡಿಕ್ರೀಸಿಂಗ್ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್. ವೈ? ಐ ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು ಫ್ರೀಸ್ ದ ಲಿಕ್ವಿಡ್. ವಾಪಸ್ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಐ ಆಮ್ ಡಿಕ್ರೀಸಿಂಗ್ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್, ವೇಪರ್ ಪ್ರೆಷರ್ ಗೋಸ್ ಆನ್ ಡಿಕ್ರೀಸಿಂಗ್. ಎಸ್, ಹೌದಾ? Look at this. If I decrease the temperature further, look at this particular point. Look at this particular point. Yes, at this particular point, yes, sorry, E point ali, the solution gets solid state. That means freezing of, yes, it is solid. Freezing of solvent, freezing of solution starts. So this is the temperature. Look at this. This is the temperature, yes, at which solution freezes. Howda? The temperature at which solution freezes. Howda? Means this is what we call TF. This is freezing point of solution. This is freezing point of solvent. Which is bigger? Freezing point of solvent is bigger than freezing point of solution. Yes, yakandre when non-volatile solute is added to the solvent, vapor pressure of solid decreases. Therefore, the liquid freezes at further at lower temperature. And that's why now at this moment what I can say that freezing point of solvent is greater than freezing point of solution. Yes. ಅವಾಗೇನಾಗಿತ್ತು, ಬಾಯ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ವಾಸ್ ಗ್ರೇಟರ್ ದನ್ ಬಾಯ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಸಾಲ್ವೆಂಟ್. ಇಲ್ಲಿ freezing point of solvent is greater than freezing point of solution. And of course If I say this is a freezing point of solvent, this is a freezing point of solution, and this difference ideyala, this is called as delta TF. Delta TF is equal to, yes it is TF naught minus TF. TF naught minus TF. That is TF naught minus TF. That is what we call it as delta TF. That is difference in freezing point. ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಗಮನಿಸಿ ಈಗ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ. As the number of solute particles increases, if I go on adding number of solute particles to the solvent, ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? Freezing point of solution goes on decreasing. Freezing point of solution goes on decreasing. ಆದ್ರೆ delta TF increases. ಹೌದಲ್ವಾ? ಆದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? delta TF ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗುತ್ತಾನೆ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ say for example, ಓಕೆನಾ, 2 grams of solute ಹಾಕಿದಾಗ freezing point of yes it is solution ಬಂದು 271 kelvins ಅಂತ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಅದೇ ನಾನು 4 grams ಹಾಕಿದಾಗ freezing point 268 ಆಯ್ತು ಅಂತ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಹೇಳಿ 3 grams ಹಾಕಿದಾಗ ಎಷ್ಟಾಯ್ತು? 268. ಅಂದ್ರೆ as the number of solute particles increases, freezing point goes on decreasing. 5 grams ಹಾಕಿದಾಗ 260 kelvins ಆಯ್ತು ಅಂತ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. freezing point ನ ಹೇಳ್ತಿರೋದು. freezing point of solution, as the number of solute particles increases, freezing point goes on decreasing. ಹೌದಾ? ಆದ್ರೆ freezing point of solvent ಎಷ್ಟು? 273. ಇಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ 273, ಇಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ 273. ಹೌದಾ? ಸಬ್ಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ. this difference ಏನು? this is 2 kelvins, this is 5 kelvins, this will be 13 kelvins. ಇದರ ಅರ್ಥ ಏನು ಹೇಳಿ? as the number of solute particles increases, freezing point of solution decreases, but depression in freezing point increases. ಹೌದಾ? as the number of solute particles increases, freezing point of solution decreases, but depression in freezing point increases. Therefore, depression in freezing point is once again directly proportional to the mole fraction of solute. Depression in freezing point once again is directly proportional to mole fraction of solute. Or you can say that depression in freezing point is directly proportional to molality of solution. Yes. Depression in freezing point is directly proportional to molality of solution. Yes. Or you can say, now at this moment, that is delta TF is equal to KF into molality. And of course, KF is called molal depression constant. KF is molal depression constant. Once again, as far as molal depression constant is concerned, delta TF is equal to KF. If molality is equal to 1 molal. It means what? That molal depression constant or cryoscopic constant is depression in freezing point when 1 mole of solute is dissolved in 1 kg of water. For example, Kf is equal to 1.86 kelvins kg per mole for water. That's equal to 1.99 kelvins kg per mole for ethanol. That is, it is equal to 5.12 kelvins kg per mole for benzene. ನೋಡಿ, ಹೌದಾ? ಇದರ ಅರ್ಥ ಏನು ನೋಡಿ? When 1 mole of any non-volatile solid is added to 1 kg of water, when 1 mole of any non-volatile solid is added to 1 kg of water, ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? Freezing point of water is decreased by 1.86 kelvins ಅಥವಾ 1.86 degree Celsius. Freezing point of water 0 degree Celsius ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ವಾ? ಹೌದಾ? ಎಷ್ಟು ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ? It will become minus 1.86 degree Celsius ಆಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಯ್ತು? Yes, it is 1.86 ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಯ್ತು. That what, or you can say 273 kelvins ಇದ್ದಿದ್ದು, yes it is 273 minus 1.86 ಎಷ್ಟಾಗುತ್ತೆ? That is 4. Yes, 273 minus 1.86. ಹೌದಾ? That is 4. It will be 1, and it is 1, and of course 271.14 kelvins ಆಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. Freezing point of water 273 ಅಲ್ವಾ? 273 kelvins ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ವಾ? ಆ ವಾಟರ್ 1 kg ಆಫ್ ವಾಟರ್ಗೆ 1 mole ಆಫ್ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಟ್ ಅನ್ನು ಹಾಕಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಅದರ freezing point 271.1 kelvins ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಯ್ತು? 1.86 kelvins ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಯ್ತು. ಹಾಗೇನೆ when 1 mole of solute is added to the ethanol, freezing point of ethanol is decreased by 1.99 kelvins. Similarly, when one more solute is added to the benzene, freezing point of benzene will be decreased by 5.12 kelvins, right? So this is what we call it as depression in freezing point. Once again, I can make use of this particular depression in freezing point in order to calculate molecular mass of solutes, right? Now that, just like that, that is delta Tf is equal to Kf into number of moles divided by mass of solvent in kg. Then that is delta Tf equals Kf into W2 divided by M2 S whole divided by W1 into 10 to the power of minus 3, because I had expressed that mass in gram kg. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಏನಾಯ್ತೀಗ delta Tf equals Kf into W into W2 into 1000 S whole divided by W1 into yes it is W1 into yes it is M2, and therefore M2 is equal to Kf into W2 into 1000 whole divided by delta Tf into W1. So this is what we call it as determination of molecular mass of solute by knowing depression in freezing point. Once again, depression in freezing point is inversely proportional to molecular mass of solute. Yes. Okay. So this is what we call it as depression in freezing point, right? Note ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. This is what we call it as one more colligative and the last colligative property as far as solutions are concerned, that is the determination of molecular mass of solute by measuring depression in freezing point. Yes, in the today's discussion, we discussed two colligative properties. One it is depression in freezing point, another is elevation in boiling point. Yes, now at this moment, and of course I take up the problems on these two aspects in the next video. Before that, I want to give some information on where exactly this cryoscopy comes in our life. ಹೌದಾ, ನಮ್ಮ ಲೈಫಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ರಯೋಸ್ಕೋಪಿ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಈ ಡಿಪ್ರೆಷನ್ ಫ್ರೀಸಿಂಗ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ನಾವು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ ನೋಡಿ. ಚಿಕ್ಕವರಿದ್ದಾಗ, ಈಗಿನ ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲ ಬಿಡಿ, ನಾವು ಚಿಕ್ಕವರಿದ್ದಾಗ ನಮ್ಮ ಹಳ್ಳಿಲಿ ಒಂದು ಡಬ್ಬದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನ್ರಿ ಐಸ್ ಕ್ರೀಮನ್ನು ಮಾರಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಒಬ್ಬ ಡಬ್ಬದಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದ. ಅವನು ಒಂದು ಸ್ಟೀಲ್ ಕಂಟೈನರಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದ, ಐಸ್ನ ಹಾಕೊಂಡು ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದ. ಆ ಸ್ಟೀಲ್ ಕಂಟೈನರ್ ಸುತ್ತು ಏನಾಗ್ತಿತ್ತು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ವಿ ಕಾಲ್ ಇಟ್ as ಐಸ್ ಪೀಸಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಹಾಕಿರ್ತಿದ್ದ. ಅದು ವೈಟ್ ಇರ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು. ಹೌದಾ, ಡಬ್ಬದಲ್ಲಿರೋದು ಕಂಟೈನರ್ ಇರೋದು ಐಸ್ ಕ್ರೀಮು, ಸುತ್ತ ಇರೋದು ಏನದು ಐಸ್ ಕ್ಯೂಬ್ಸು. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಅವನು ಲೋ ಟೆಂಪ್ರೇಚರ್ ಮೇಂಟೈನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಲ್ಲ ಐಸ್ ಕ್ರೀಮ್ಗೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಾಂದ್ರೆ ಮೆಲ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಆ ಡಬ್ಬ ಸುತ್ತನು ಐಸ್ ಕ್ಯೂಬ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ಹಾಕೊಂಡು ಬರ್ತಿದ್ದ. ನಾವೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ವಿ, ಆ ಐಸ್ ಕ್ಯೂಬ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ನೋಡಿದಾಗ ಅದು ನಮಗೆ ಕೂಡ ಅದು ನಮಗೆ ಕೂಡ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ವಿ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಹೇಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ನೋಡೋಣ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು. ಆದ್ರೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಟೇಸ್ಟ್ ನೋಡಿದಾಗ ನಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತಿತ್ತು ಅದು ಉಪ್ಪು ಇರ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು, ಐಸ್ ಕ್ರೀಮು ಸ್ವೀಟ್ ಇರ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು. ಅದು ಸುತ್ತ ಆ ಡಬ್ಬ ಸುತ್ತ ಏನಿರ್ತಿತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಐಸ್ ಕ್ಯೂಬ್ಸ್, ಅವೆಲ್ಲ ಉಪ್ಪು ಇರ್ತಿತ್ತು. ಅವಾಗ ನಮಗೆ ಅನಿಸ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು ಯಾಕೆ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಉಪ್ಪಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಸಿದ್ರೆ ರೀಸನ್ ಈಗ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತಿದೆ ನೋಡಿ. ಏನಪ್ಪಾ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಇಫ್ ಐ ಆಡ್ ಸಾಲ್ಟ್ ಟು ದಿ ಐಸ್ ಕ್ಯೂಬ್ಸ್ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ದ ಫ್ರೀಸಿಂಗ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ವಾಟರ್ ಡಿಕ್ರೀಸಸ್. ಹೌದಲ್ವಾ, ಆಗೇನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ದ ಫ್ರೀಸಿಂಗ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ವಾಟರ್ ಡಿಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ದ ಮೆಲ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಆಫ್ ಐಸ್ ಕ್ಯೂಬ್ಸ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ ಸ್ಲೋ. ಹೌದಾ, ಮೆಲ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಆಫ್ ಐಸ್ ಕ್ಯೂಬ್ಸ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ ಸ್ಲೋ. ಆವಾಗ ಅವನು ತುಂಬಾ ಹೊತ್ತು ಲೋ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ ಅನ್ನ ಆ ಡಬ್ಬ ಸುತ್ತ ಮೇಂಟೈನ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ದೋಸ್ ಐಸ್ ಕ್ಯೂಬ್ಸ್ ಅರೌಂಡ್ ದಿ ಬಾಕ್ಸ್ will be mixed with salt because that is going to decrease the freezing point of water. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ ನಿಮಗೆ, ಏನಪ್ಪಾ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕೋಲ್ಡ್ ಕಂಟ್ರೀಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಲವು ಸಿನಿಮಾದಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ ನೀವು, ಹೀರೋ ಹೀರೋಯಿನ್ ಒಂದು ಕಾರಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗ್ತಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಹೌದಾ, ಸಾಂಗ್ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಂತ ಹೋಗ್ತಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಹೌದಾ, ರೋಡ್ ತುಂಬಾ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಆದ್ರೆ ಅದೇ ಎಸ್ಪೆಷಲಿ ಸ್ವಿಟ್ಜರ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಶೂಟಿಂಗ್ ಆದ್ರೆ ರೋಡ್ ಆಚೆ ಈಚೆ ನೀವೇನ್ ನೋಡ್ಬೋದು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸ್ನೋ ಫಾಲ್ ನೋಡ್ತಿರ್ಬೋದು. ಐಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಡೆಪಾಸಿಟ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಮರಗಳ ಮೇಲೆ, ರೋಡ್ ಮೇಲೆ, ರೋಡ್ ಆಚೆ ಈಚೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಡೆಪಾಸಿಟ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ರೋಡ್ ಮಾತ್ರ ಕ್ಲೀನ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಹೌದಲ್ವಾ, ರೋಡಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದು ಐಸ್ ಡೆಪಾಸಿಟ್ಸ್ ಇರಲ್ಲ, ರೋಡಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದು ಸ್ನೋ ಡೆಪಾಸಿಟ್ಸ್ ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ರೋಡ್ ಆಚೆ ಈಚೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಸ್ನೋ ಡೆಪಾಸಿಟ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಮರಗಳ ಮೇಲೆಲ್ಲ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಹೌದಾ, ಯಾಕೆ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ರೀಸನ್ ಏನಪ್ಪಾ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಕೋಲ್ಡ್ ಕಂಟ್ರೀಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಎಸ್ಪೆಷಲಿ ಇನ್ ವಿಂಟರ್ ಸೀಸನ್ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ವೆರಿ ಲೆಸ್ ದೆನ್ 0 ಡಿಗ್ರಿ ಸೆಲ್ಸಿಯಸ್. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ರೋಡ್ ಮೇಲೆ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಡ್ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಸಿಯಂ ಕ್ಲೋರೈಡ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಸೋಡಿಯಂ ಕ್ಲೋರೈಡ್. ದೇ ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಡ್ ಓವರ್ ದ ರೋಡ್ಸ್. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹೆಂಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಕಡೆ ರೋಡಲ್ಲಿ ಧೂಳಿದ್ರೆ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಒಂದು ವಾಟರ್ ಟ್ಯಾಂಕರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೀರು ಹಾಕೊಂಡು ರೋಡಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ. ಹೌದಾ, ಹಂಗೆ ಅವ್ರೇನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ರೋಡಲ್ಲಿ ಓಕೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಸಿಯಂ ಕ್ಲೋರೈಡ್ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಮತ್ತು ಸೋಡಿಯಂ ಕ್ಲೋರೈಡ್ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನನ್ನು ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಡ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಚೆಲ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಇಫ್ ಐ ಆ್ಯಡ್ ಸೋಡಿಯಂ ಕ್ಲೋರೈಡ್ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಸಿಯಂ ಕ್ಲೋರೈಡ್ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಆಗೇನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಫ್ರೀಸಿಂಗ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ವಾಟರ್ ಆನ್ ದ ರೋಡ್ಸ್ ಡಿಕ್ರೀಸಸ್ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಡಿಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಸಲ್ಯೂಟ್ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ಸ್. ಫ್ರೀಸಿಂಗ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ವಾಟರ್ ಆನ್ ದ ರೋಡ್ಸ್ ಡಿಕ್ರೀಸಸ್. ಎಷ್ಟು ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾ? ಸೋಡಿಯಂ ಕ್ಲೋರೈಡ್ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಹಾಕಿದ್ರೆ ಅರೌಂಡ್ -21 ಡಿಗ್ರಿ ಸೆಲ್ಸಿಯಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅದೇ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಸಿಯಂ ಕ್ಲೋರೈಡ್ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಹಾಕಿದ್ರೆ ಅರೌಂಡ್ -55 ಡಿಗ್ರಿ ಸೆಲ್ಸಿಯಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ 5 ಡಿಗ್ರಿ ಸೆಲ್ಸಿಯಸ್ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ ರೀಚ್ ಆಗೋವರೆಗೂ ರೋಡ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಯಾವ ಐಸ್ ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಆಗೋದೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಅರೌಂಡ್ -20 ಡಿಗ್ರಿ ಸೆಲ್ಸಿಯಸ್ -21 ಡಿಗ್ರಿ ಸೆಲ್ಸಿಯಸ್ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ ರೀಚ್ ಆಗೋವರೆಗೂ ರೋಡ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಐಸ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಗೋದೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ that is we added what calcium chloride solution and sodium chloride solutions in order to prevent the ice deposits on the roads. That's why roads in the winter season in western countries will be spread with calcium chloride solution and sodium chloride solution. That is another application of yes, it is freezing point. Yes, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ಸ್ ಹಾಕೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಫ್ರೀಸಿಂಗ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ವಾಟರ್ ಆನ್ ದ ರೋಡ್ಸ್ ಡಿಕ್ರೀಸಸ್. ಆಗ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ 0 ಡಿಗ್ರಿ ಸೆಲ್ಸಿಯಸ್ ಇದ್ರೂ ಕೂಡ ವಾಟರ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಐಸ್ ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ಹಾಗೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ ಕೇಳಿ. ಈಗ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ವೆಹಿಕಲ್ ಕಾರು ಅಥವಾ ಬಸ್ಸಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾ? ರೇಡಿಯೇಟರ್ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಡಿವೈಸ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ರೇಡಿಯೇಟರ್ ಅಂತ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಇನ್ ಆರ್ಡರ್ ಟು ಮೇಂಟೈನ್ ದ ಲೋ ಟರ್ಮ್ ಕೂಲಿಂಗ್ ಫಾರ್ ದಿ ಇಂಜಿನ್ಸ್ ರೇಡಿಯೇಟರ್ ಅಂತ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಆ ರೇಡಿಯೇಟರ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಏನಿರ್ತದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ವಾಟರ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಆ ರೇಡಿಯೇಟರ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಏನಿರ್ತದೆ ವಾಟರ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಹೌದಾ? ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡಿ, ವಿಂಟರ್ ಸೀಸನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾದ್ರು ನಾವು ಕಾರನ್ನ ಅಥವಾ ಬಸ್ಸನ್ನ ವೆಸ್ಟರ್ನ್ ಕಂಟ್ರೀಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ ಒಂದು ದಿನ 0 ಡಿಗ್ರಿ ಸೆಲ್ಸಿಯಸ್ ಇದ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡಿ, ಒಂದು ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಏರಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ ಆಫ್ ದಟ್ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಅಟ್ಮಾಸ್ಫಿಯರ್ ಈಸ್ ಅರೌಂಡ್ -1 ಡಿಗ್ರಿ ಸೆಲ್ಸಿಯಸ್ ಅಥವಾ 0 ಡಿಗ್ರಿ ಸೆಲ್ಸಿಯಸ್ ಇದ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಆಗ ನೀವು ಆ ವೆಹಿಕಲ್ ಅನ್ನ ನೀವು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ತಗೊಂಡೋದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗ್ಬೋದು ವಾಟರ್ ಇನ್ ದ ರೇಡಿಯೇಟರ್ ಫ್ರೀಸಸ್. ಹೌದಾ? ಆ ರೇಡಿಯೇಟರ್ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ವಾಟರ್ ಏನಾಗ್ಬೋದು ಫ್ರೀಸ್ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು. ಹೌದಲ್ಲ? ಫ್ರೀಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತಾನೆ. ವೆನ್ ವಾಟರ್ ಇನ್ ದ ರೇಡಿಯೇಟರ್ ಫ್ರೀಸಸ್ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? ವಾಲ್ಯೂಮ್ ಆಫ್ ವಾಟರ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಯಾಂಡ್ಸ್. ಆಗ ರೇಡಿಯೇಟರ್ ಬ್ರೇಕ್ಸ್. ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟಿ ವಾಟರ್ ಏನಪ್ಪಾ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಏನಾದರೂ ವಾಟರ್ನ ಫ್ರೀಸ್ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಅದ್ರ ವಾಲ್ಯೂಮ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅದು ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ದಟ್ಸ್ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸಿವ್ ಹೈಡ್ರೋಜನ್ ಬಾಂಡಿಂಗ್. ಅದು ನೀವು ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಪೀಸಲ್ಲಿ ಓದ್ತೀರ ಅದನ್ನು. ಅದೇ ರೇಡಿಯೇಟರ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಏನು ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀರಾ? ಒಂದು ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಕಂಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟಲ್ಲಿ ವಾಟರ್ ಹಾಕಿಟ್ಟಿರ್ತೀರಾ. ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ ಅಟ್ಮಾಸ್ಫಿಯರ್ 0 ಡಿಗ್ರಿ ಸೆಲ್ಸಿಯಸ್ ಬಂದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? ವಾಟರ್ ಇನ್ ದ ರೇಡಿಯೇಟರ್ ಫ್ರೀಸಸ್, ವಾಲ್ಯೂಮ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಯಾಂಡ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ರೇಡಿಯೇಟರ್ ಬ್ರೇಕ್ಸ್. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾ? Water in the radiator is mixed with anti-freezing agents like ethylene glycol. Ethylene glycol ಹಾಕಿ ವಾಟರ್ಗೆ ಮಿಕ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. If I say 50% ethylene glycol and 50% water ತಗೊಂಡ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಮಿಕ್ಸ್ಚರ್ ಅನ್ನ, that mixture will freeze at around -36 ಡಿಗ್ರಿ ಸೆಲ್ಸಿಯಸ್. 50 ml ವಾಟರ್ ಅಥವಾ 500 ml ವಾಟರ್ 500 ml ethylene glycol ಎರಡು ಮಿಕ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಮಿಕ್ಸ್ಚರ್ ತಗೊಂಡ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಆಗ ಆ ಮಿಕ್ಸ್ಚರ್ ನ ಫ್ರೀಸಿಂಗ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಎಷ್ಟಾಗುತ್ತೆ? -36 ಡಿಗ್ರಿ ಸೆಲ್ಸಿಯಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ -10 ಡಿಗ್ರಿ ಸೆಲ್ಸಿಯಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ವಾಟರ್ ಫ್ರೀಸ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. 0 ಡಿಗ್ರಿ ಸೆಲ್ಸಿಯಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ವಾಟರ್ ಫ್ರೀಸ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ವಾಟರ್ ಫ್ರೀಸ್ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ -36 ಡಿಗ್ರಿ ಸೆಲ್ಸಿಯಸ್ ಬರಬೇಕು. ರೇಡಿಯೇಟರ್ಸ್ we use water mixed with ethylene glycol as anti-freezing agent in order to decrease freezing point of water. So these are the applications as far as freezing point depression is concerned. Agboda? So with this information, I am going to take up numericals on yes it is depression in freezing point and elevation in boiling point in the next video. Agboda? Thank you. Right?